Welcome to Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm Josh Coan.
I'm Carter Burquest.
Today we're talking about our Minnesota Vikings because unfortunately we're already in the offseason, so we can talk about a lot of different fun stuff. Like last offseason, we spent a whole lot of money getting Kirk Cousins, getting rid of Case Keenum, letting Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Bradford go. Did the Vikings make the right call in giving Kirk Cousins all that money?
Yeah, I think that's a tough question to analyze, and I think I'm going to split your question into two and say, number one, yes, the Vikings made the right choice of the quarterback, of Kirk Cousins, Case Keenum, Sam Bradford, Teddy. I think they picked the right guy. Kirk Cousins is definitely better than Case Keenum. If you don't think so, I think, quite honestly, you're a little bit delusional. He is definitely better than Case Keenum, and I think as much as I love Teddy, that was just too big of a risk to take. You just don't know if his knee was going to hold up. As much as I want to say that it was, as much as I want to say that Teddy was the guy, you just don't know, and that's a huge risk to take. On the flip side, Kirk Cousins is not worth the money that you paid him. $28 million is a tough pill to swallow for a quarterback that, after watching him for a year, seems to be a guy that needs everything to be perfect to be the guy that you're paying him to be. And that should not be the case with somebody that you're paying $28 million. You pay somebody that much money because he masks some of the issues that you have elsewhere. You pay him $28 million because, hey, maybe you don't need the perfect offensive line. You don't need to pay great weapons on the outside or a great running back or have a great defense. You pay somebody that much money so that they can mask some of the issues that you have elsewhere. And he, quite frankly, after 1 year, didn't do that. He's somebody that needs everything to be perfect to have a great matchup, have the offensive line block well, have a great running game, have great wide receivers, have a great defense to win. And so unfortunately, you're paying him more than he's worth. Again, you made the right choice. I don't want to deviate from that. He was the right choice, but you're paying him more money than he's worth, and unfortunately, you're stuck now.
There are things that Case Keenum does do better than Kirk Cousins, mainly moving in the pocket. And you could say with our offensive line, Case Keenum can kind of move around a little bit and avoid defenders a little bit better to maybe give you more of a chance. But even after all that, when he throws the ball, it's not as good as even when Kirk Cousins throws it as he's getting hit. Case Keenum does not throw a great ball. Case Keenum is not a fantastic decision maker. I love Case Keenum. I think he's a great guy. I wish him all the success in the world. I really do. Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback. Do things have to be better for him to be better? Yes. But his ceiling is so much higher. If you give him the time to protect, he can absolutely be like one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league if he has the time to protect. With the Vikings offensive line, was it smart to put a bunch of money into a quarterback that needs a good offensive line? Probably not. So the other option being Teddy Bridgewater. Coming from an injury, you really didn't know what you were going to get. You look like a team that was ready to win a Super Bowl now, and to put it on a guy who may or may not be fully healthy, you don't know if he's going to get hurt again, you don't even know if he's going to be the same quarterback he was, which the quarterback that he was even, at the time, potential. We thought Teddy was going to be great eventually. We didn't think that Teddy was necessarily a Hall of Fame quarterback in those first 2 years. We just thought he was heading in the right direction. So it would be hard to invest in Teddy Bridgewater. That being said, you could have got Teddy Bridgewater for a fraction of what you paid for Kirk Cousins. And even if Teddy Bridgewater wasn't as good, you give him a 1-year deal maybe, see where he's at, and you try to surround him with as many talented people as you can because you have the money now, and he has a bad year. Looking back at it, it's easy to say this now, let's be honest, because we missed the playoffs. If Teddy isn't as good and we don't make the playoffs, we're in the same situation we were this year. So then now you try to figure out a quarterback situation, only now you have a lot more money and you can go spend on the offensive line. You can go spend on maybe another quarterback or whatever you have to do. The money has to be a factor. Was Kirk Cousins the best person for the job? Yes. But the money has to be factored in. And with that much money, like you said, he has to mask the deficiencies of the people around him. The top 6 quarterbacks in the NFL this year all missed the playoffs. Top 6 highest paid quarterbacks all missed the playoffs. If you pay someone that much money, you can't afford to give him a good team around him. So he better be good enough to make up for those deficiencies. Kirk Cousins isn't. He's a good, better than average quarterback, but he needs help. If I'm Kirk Cousins, if he hasn't done it yet, which he should have, he needs to do it soon. He needs to go into Rick Spielman's office and say, here is half my money. Here's $15 million, almost $15 million. Go get me some offensive line help. Because honestly, how stupid is it to take all this money for yourself when that money is stopping you from doing your job well? He's got to know he needs offensive line help. He told Adam Thielen on the sidelines, we all got a shot of him saying, I don't have 10 seconds to get you the ball. He needs to renegotiate his contract. Maybe it's stupid, he's celebrated for guaranteed money and he's supposed to open the door for other people to get guaranteed money, but he's got to renegotiate his contract. If it means a longer contract for less money, less guaranteed, whatever, you'd be stupid to not renegotiate your contract and get some offensive line help. He needs help on the offensive line. If that happens, he can be really good. But without an offensive line, he's not even average.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's tough to say that, it's easy to say for us, hey, give up $15 million because it's not our money. We talked about it a little bit. Here's the plan is next year you go into this offseason, you put all the money that you can get together, whether it's from restructuring contracts or cutting people or the draft, whatever it is, that you build yourself an offensive line that you think can compete. You give Kirk Cousins everything that he needs on the offensive side of the ball, and you find out this year, if after that year he doesn't perform, you didn't get what you want out of him, well, the 2020 draft class is loaded with offensive or great quarterbacks. You go, you get your guy. You have one more year of an average Kirk Cousins quarterback. You can let that guy sit, and then you roll with that guy. I think that's got to be the plan as of now. Kirk Cousins has not sold me as the quarterback for the next 10 years. There's no way he's sold the Vikings on the next quarterback for the next 10 years. He's got to prove that he can win with not perfect conditions. Otherwise, unfortunately, it's only going to be a 3-year run for him here in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I don't mind it. And real quick, I do want to say for all the Keenum people, again, I love Keenum. If he sees this, I love him. I don't wish it. But if you think that Case Keenum would have been a better option this year, go talk to a Broncos fan. Watch a Broncos game. They're not happy that it was less money than we gave Cousins. They're not happy that they gave Case Keenum that money. His coach got fired this year after just 2 years. I love Case Keenum. As a person, fantastic. Root for him. But watch a Broncos game, and then you tell me that Case Keenum is a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. Anyways, just had to get that off my chest. Let us know what you think. Did we get the right guy in Cousins? Did we do a good job giving him the money? Is he worth all that money that we guaranteed him? Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.